What up, YouTube? It's your boy B. Jizzle the Barber. I hadn't seen y'all since the new year. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Andis Revite. I have the white pair and I have the black with silver pair. So right now I'm using the white pair to debulk. To be quite honest with you, debulking with the Andis Revite, it's not that bad. It's not the best, but it's not that bad. I looked at a few videos from other YouTubers that reviewed the clipper. Some gave biased opinions, some gave their honest opinion. I appreciate the reviews that I looked at from the two barbers that I have reviewed, but I decided to buy them for myself to kind of get my own thoughts. And so far, we're cutting the hair down on the head. It's not taking up too much time, but there are other clippers out here that cut much better when debulking. If I had to rate these white Andis Revites on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably give them a good solid 7. As you can see, I'm cutting a waver, and seem to be cutting pretty even and consistent throughout the cut. Even when I use the edges, even when I use the Revites along the end of the edge up, along the bottom of the edge up, they still seem to cut pretty precise. It doesn't, you know how some clippers, when you start to fade towards the very end of someone's hairline, it'll kind of plug them. These left it pretty full at the ends of the hair, around the hairline, around the sides and the front. So right now I'm using my GTX Andis blades to set my first guideline in for my taper. I'm going to do it on all 3 sides. I pretty much use the same process over and over to cut hair. Doesn't matter what type of haircut it is, it's going to be the same exact process when it comes to the way I cut. Now I'm going to use the white Revites to blend. And here I decided to do this entire taper with no guards. So I started with the clippers halfway open, and now I have the lever all the way closed, getting rid of that bottom guideline, which is that ball guideline that I put in. Now I have the clipper fully extended. I'm going to fade with the grain. Fading with the grain, not at a 0 degree angle, but if you notice, I have the clippers slightly standing up from the side of the hair. This technique, it debulks, and it, at the same time, keeps you from adding new guidelines. Now I have the clippers all the way open, and I'm fading against that top line, which was that second guideline that appeared after I got rid of that first ball guideline. And again, I'm doing this with no guards. I'm gonna fade with the grain again a little bit higher to kind of bring that bulk down a little bit more. Now I did have to put the 0.5 guard on only because I don't want to play with this guy's hair. I'm gonna just keep it real. I want to make sure I give him a good cut with these clippers. I just started using them. The familiarity of these clippers, they kind of remind me of the Masters in some ways. The one negative about this white pair of Revites, they're very loud. They're loud with or without a guard on. That's something that was it's not noticeable when the shop is busy and people are talking and the music is playing, but when it's pretty quiet and I'm cutting, they get pretty loud to me. I'm gonna go through the same process on this side. Clippers halfway open. to create that first guideline. Then I'm going to close the lever all the way to get rid of the bottom ball line. Another thing these clippers do well, they do, if they're set properly, if they're zero gap properly, you shouldn't have any problems getting any guidelines out of any hair. Now I'm going to use that 90-degree angle with the grain, with the lever completely open, to kind of rake or debulk the hair, and this is without using the guard. Now I'm going to use against the grain, lever completely open, clippers slightly elevated between a 45 and a 90-degree angle, just to kind of clean up that top guideline. While you're watching this video, please like and subscribe. Drop any comments. I respond to just about everything. I try to avoid the bull, so if you dropping bull comments, you probably won't get any response from me. Now I'm in the back. Same process again. Clippers halfway open. I'm going to create that first guideline. And as you can see, the clippers cut pretty evenly and consistently. I got away from using wall clippers because what I noticed with certain wall clippers, when you try to put these guidelines in, they tend to skip certain grains or granules on the hair. Now I'm going to fade down again with the lever all the way up, with the clipper kind of standing completely up, the blade standing completely up against the hair, which I'm using a raking motion, excuse me. I'm going to take that one against the grain again to debulk and fade that top line over the ball line that I've already faded out. Now I do have a little bit more work to do, so I'm going to rake with the lever all the way open. Like I say, this guy's a waver, so the more you cut, the more it waves. So in turn, it leaves you with more detail. I got a little bit more work to do down at the bottom guideline. So typically when I cut, for some reason, I've been doing this a little bit more than 20 years, I always have to come back to that bottom guideline when tapering. I could do the size pretty fast, but after I think I'm completely done, I always have to come back and detail or go through my steps again to completely get the back tapers the way I want them. 20 years, been doing the same thing. I'm gonna work on this hairline, use these GTXs, trusted. I've used every clipper that you can probably think of when it comes to edging, and I haven't found anything that edges better than the Andis GTX wireless. Hands down my favorite clipper to edge up with. Excuse my ashy elbow. Creating that C cup with the left T of my T outliner. Just kind of marked it in, and now I'm coming underneath where I marked the guideline in, or the C cup in. I'm going to clean up underneath. I will use a razor or enhancements, but this guy does not use the razor, and he does not use enhancements. So I'm going to give my best effort with these GTX clippers. Neckline looking sharp and crispy. We'll move over to that left side of his head. Typically when I edge up the back of the neck, and I think most barbers can probably agree, when you slap an edge up on the cut after you finish your blend, the edge up typically will expose more lines or a few more points of detail that you may need to make. So right now, I think everything looking pretty smooth in the back. I'm always concerned with the back taping. You can see he got a pretty good amount of new growth, and he got the water, he got the waves. You see them waves coming through. He's swimming. So, upon being close to wrapping up this cut, my honest opinion on the Andis Revite, the clipper, the white pair, I give them a solid overall, an 8. They did not die through the cut. I didn't do any struggling with debulking. The fade work happened pretty easy. Didn't have any skipping throughout the fade, and believe it or not, it's a pretty strong clipper. I've been using them since the first of the year, so before I gave my review, I wanted to be sure that I reviewed them and used them for durability and capability. I'm not disappointed at all. I'm not gonna say that you're gonna drop these clippers and completely change what you're using now, but it's worth having in your arsenal. That's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe. This is B Jizzle the Barber, and I'm out. Peace.